Okay, here we are. Welcome back to another episode of Grounding Ascension. And I'm so honored to have a special guest with me today. Her name is Malieokalani. And we are going to be talking all about Lemuria. And I'm just so excited for this episode. I'm so excited to have you here. So, Malieokalani, would you like to open space and introduce yourself?
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for having me here, Celeste, for bringing our energies together and bringing especially our waters that flow and that unite. I think this is one of our greatest purpose, that why we're getting together today is to bring the waters together, the inner waters together. I feel really honored to share my voice, my being, my presence in this space. And what always comes to me when we are connecting with our origin is the sounds, the codes, the welcoming of the vibrational frequency of our being. And the being that we are resides deep within us. And it's through the sounds that we open the portal to our home, to the portals within the earth, to the portals within the waters of the earth, where our Mu family exists, has always existed, and will always exist. So I ask you to open your hearts and to vibrate with me in the frequency of pure love and oneness as we feel the codes coming in through the sounds, and we awaken all of our light body, rivers of light flowing through with golden light. Thank you. And we give gratitude for the presence of Mother Whale that has just arrived. Thank you.
Mahalo, so beautiful. And yes, I feel it. We had a few interruptions before getting on this call, and I felt this just portal open up as I also called in the ancestors and the Mu lineage, and they're here with us. So we are surrounded, and we'll allow them to come through and be with us this whole time. So you recently made your way to Hawaii, just like I did this year. So incredibly enough, we're both from Miami. Do you want to share how Lemuria woke up inside of you, or how you were first introduced to Mu?
Well, yes, I think it begins with the story of the birth of my daughter. She's 8 years old now. And when I was about to conceive her, I was doing dream circles for women. It was about 2010, 2011. And within the group of women that we were circling together, we circled for about 2 years together. There were women having visions in the spirit world as we journeyed of Hawaii. And one of these women that got pregnant in that time of the circles felt a deep calling at 7 months to go birth with the dolphins in Hawaii. And she was a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine. And she went through a catalytic experience to travel through just following her vision and her intuition and her instinct and the calling of this baby that was growing within her to be birthed in the Big Island, Kealakekua Bay, with the dolphins. And she didn't know how she was going to get there, but this was a deep call, and she made it there, and she birthed with the dolphins. And this calling for when I got pregnant with my child right after, a few months after her, Ikara, my daughter, she started also stirring inside of me. Hawaii, got to get to Hawaii. So she was about a year and a half. I woke up one day and I felt my guardian say, you need to take her to Hawaii. And here I am, a single mom of 4 children, homeschooling my children, a medicine woman, healer, trying to navigate, paying the bills, single mom with a baby, with the other 3 kids homeschooled. How am I going to do it all? And how am I going to travel all the way to Hawaii? But they said, just listen and say yes. And so I said yes. And sure enough, I was telling a friend how I was going to go to Hawaii, not knowing how I would get there and when, but I was clear that I was going to go soon. And she said, well, I want to go with you. And I want you to take me. Would you take me with you on your journey? And I said, sure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put out an email and see if any women want to join the journey of Hawaii with me. And I did, and I made it into a retreat. And thereafter, I went 4 times. And one of the times that I went with a group of women, the second time actually, I met my kumu, Auntie Malieokalani. And I received my name, Malieokalani, which it means the calmness of the deep waters and the trust in the expansiveness of the heavens. And she gave me this name, and as soon as she gave me this name, that day we had 7 sisters around, and as I was receiving the name in Hawaii, in Kealakekua Bay, right in front of Kealakekua Bay, where the dolphins come birth their babies, a very activated place, very Lemurian mu waters, so pure, crystalline waters. I received the name, and when I received the name, I feel a shaking in my body. All the women begin to cry, and I feel Daniela, which was my birth name, come out of my body and just walk away. And as soon as I felt that, Auntie Malieokalani says, and there goes Daniela, and all the suffering walks away. And I felt like there was a rebirth of my star vibration that in that moment, as I was shaking, I was feeling and seeing in my visions this star that was descending down into my vibration. And I realized that I had, in my earth journey, forgotten my star vibration. And in that time, I recalled who I was as the star being. And from there on, Lemuria began to speak. From the waters of Kealakekua Bay, in ceremonies, I would see the Lemurian goddesses speak to me, and they shared visions of Lemuria. And that was in 2014. And they shared the vision that I would be coming back to Florida from where I was living at the time. And I would be working with all the new generation of mu babies that were being born. And that I had to start toning into the bellies of mothers with frequencies to assist their vibration coming into the earth. So I did. And funny enough, when I got back, my friend that was a midwife said, hey, there's this space opening. You can come do your healings and your massages and your everything that you do here in the space in my maternity center that I'm just opening up. Would you like to do that? And I said, this is perfect. This is the vision. And so I spent like a year and a half toning into mommy's bellies and massaging them and activating all the mu generation that was returning back to this time. So this was the great awakening of mu for me.
That is so profound and so beautiful, and it's so beautiful to have been surrounded by your sisters and to have your auntie there, to have that ceremony and to really receive your star essence. That is just, it's so divinely pre-planned, right? And
Yeah, divinely orchestrated. Yes.
yeah, so beautiful. And I didn't know that you were working with sound like that in Miami. It was in Miami, correct?
Yeah, in the codes came in Hawaii, but the work was being done in Miami. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and this connection that we have with Lemuria and with bringing sound and toning back. I love that you say that we are bringing back the frequencies, and we're using sound to bring that into this realm, because it's like we're rebirthing the world, right? We're creating the new earth, but we're really bringing back ancient wisdom and merging it with the new. And in that essence, there's a weaving of Lemurian ancient codes, right? How do you see that happening with sound and the work that you do?
Well, we have to remember that sound is the origin of creation. Vibrational frequency is the origin of how this whole universe and universes are created. So when we tone, when we when we're toning, what we're doing, each Lemurian goddess, priestess, what we're doing is we are um, harmonizing the space. And through the space that we're harmonizing is first getting to know what our own frequency is. Our soul vibration, our sphere that we carry around our light body, that sphere has a sound. And every being has a unique sound. And so when we start connecting with that frequency of our soul, not only by just feeling it, but also through the sound and expressing it through the voice and the different tones, the grid, all the waves of the grid start to communicate and open up. And so with our presence in nature and in different spaces that we're feeling called to hum, to sing, to tone, it's a place where our vibrational frequency is needed so that we can assist the opening of portals and the unification of this harmony that Mu people know how to resonate and bring out into the web of life.
You speak it so eloquently and so simply. I love it. I love it so much. What I'm finding so much, because we both work a lot with women, and in my specific path, I'm finding that there's a lot of women that are just now waking up to the power of reconnecting to their womb. And so I bring this up because, you know, our voice and our ability to tone, I am finding a powerful connection between first creating the connection between our rootedness in our womb, our safety net, and our ability to speak. So before women can begin activating these tones and these frequencies, how do you see this awakening with women in their wombs?
I
Or
like
do
this
you see it?
question.
Yeah.
I like this question. It's a very, I think, essential question to dive deep into, because the portal of each woman is within her womb. And so clearing the womb, having a direct connection with your womb, feeling the pulse of your womb, feeling what's stored there through the cycles, feeling what you're processing, digesting, and making sure that this portal is acknowledged, recognized, is an essential part of awakening your voice. Definitely. And going deeper, it is the space that we allow our vessel to be cleared, so that when we draw forth whatever it is that we're birthing, a project, a sound, an idea, anything that we're birthing from our vortex that is called this portal that we have inside, it is always important to keep this portal within clear. And I notice a lot of the times when I work with women, when I'm deep in the womb work, when I'm like, oof, when they're birthing out energies, miscarriages, abortions, past partners, whatever it is that's coming out energetically through the womb and they're birthing it out, I always see a great moaning and a great release through sound and voice. So I think that it's very important to make that connection with the womb and your voice. Definitely. It's all tied in together. It's all woven in together because they are the energetic centers of our being, especially as women.
Yeah, and so the more we are able to tap into that and awaken that, and like you said, feel the pulse and acknowledge and awaken the womb, the more we can ground into such a powerful portal that we have inside of us, and then speak and tone the new sounds of the earth, of the new earth.
Yes, and I love this word that you're using, my dear, because grounding and this grounding, is it called grounding ascension? Is that what this?
Yes.
I love this vibrational frequency of using these codes and these words, because this is exactly what we came here to do. We came here to ground. We came here to be the alchemists, so that we can transform matter into creations that support not only the human, but support the multidimensional being that we are. So being grounded into our womb, into our cycles, into our body, into our bones. Sometimes a good exercise is to tone what your bones are saying. Find the song, find the music and the vibrational frequency of your womb. The one of your heart, your crystal heart. What does your crystal heart sound like? And maybe at first, really clear and authentic, maybe at first it'll be just groaning or moaning. But if you start to fine tune it, just like an instrument, you fine tune it, you'll find your frequency. And when you know that you're finding your frequency is by the harmonic experience, that harmony that you're feeling and resonance that you're emanating in that moment through your whole cells, rivers of light in your being. And you're going to come out of it, open your eyes, and you're going to feel that presence of ascension, grounded, to fully awakened in the physical,
Yeah.
So I love this. I love these words and these codes and this energy that this program and that you are birthing and holding, and allowing us to ground more of this information. Thank you, my dear.
Yes. Well, thank you. And I love that you just mentioned all of that. I literally had this in my notes to talk about, because one of the reasons why, I didn't get the name, it just came, right? Like everything in life. But when the name came, I realized shortly after why, because for me, one of my toughest processes throughout this experience of Lemuria waking up in me was, how do I ground this, right? In my reality, it made absolutely no sense. I wasn't on this path, and I had no idea about anything Lemuria, anything. So that's been a really long journey for me. And Hawaii has taught me tremendously the importance of grounding and the multidimensional existence of every moment, right? And the simplicities of every moment. And that's one of the topics I wanted to talk to you about. How do you see this multidimensional experience evolving? Because right now I'm seeing almost like a divide, especially with everything happening in 2020, right? There's people that they get it. They are seeing what's happening in the grids, and not even maybe in the grids, but they just know. They're like, I know that there's something new and I trust, right? And they're stepping into that multidimensional experience. And then there are those that are more in the fear aspect. And how do you see this evolving?
I don't really see it evolving at all. I'm just staying really present with it. I don't see how it's going to be in the future. I actually, when my seer wants to see, I say thank you, and then I just stay in the present. Because if I go too far, then you are over there and not here, grounded in this present moment. So what I do know is that what is occurring within my own body and in Mother Gaia's, the information from the crystalline core through Mother Gaia and through our light bodies is taking us into a place of lots of laughter and joy and even silliness of experiencing your day-to-day life, being in many different spaces all at the same time, and thinking, here comes the mind of the past, of the old paradigm, thinking that because you are in so many different spaces all at the same time, you feel like you are ungrounded. Actually, you're not. You are just experiencing what it is to be a multidimensional being. And when we can relax and surrender into the many different spaces that we're entering through thought, through feeling, through vibration, through physical sensations, and we can allow them to pass through us, the more we're going to get used to this navigation. They're big waves. These are waves, you know. We're going to be able to, instead of resist or try to compartmentalize or try to control, or try to go in the future or in the past, we're going to be very present with them, right? That space. And the more humor we use and laughter, meaning laughing at our spirit, at our human self, laughing at our spirit self, okay? Because there's a vibrational frequency when we're very human, and there's a vibrational frequency when we are avatars and we are in the spirit world. And we have to recognize when we're sitting in both. And we have to laugh wherever it is that we are, because it's in through that joyous laughter of this infinite being that we are trying to express in the matter that this becomes fun. And we don't get stuck in the separation or in the duality. And we unite the polarity, and we realize that every space and every being is ikaponamea, is in its right time, divine order, right place at all times. This is what my auntie has taught me. Auntie Kumu Malieokalani. She has taught me ikaponamea. So the more you ikaponamea and you stay present, then you are experiencing that multidimensional being. And the multidimensional being doesn't have past, present, and future. It's one space, one existence, no death. It's one evolution, one source at all times.
I love you. I love that. Yes.
I love you.
And it's so funny because that exact word, multidimensional living, it came to me right before we sat down, and it never occurred to me. And one of the things that Hawaii has really strongly taught me is stay present, right? Outside of everything that's happening on the world. It's like day to day, because the multidimensional possibilities that happen in one day, it's absolutely impossible to plan for. And
Yes.
so it's
Yes.
just this constant coming back of you cannot control. And yeah, that's a great way to put it. At least I am learning multidimensional living.
Yeah, we all are. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, the multidimensional being, how it's very woven into the feminine energies. So this is why women are being the pioneers of this new humanity and this new time, because it's the feminine wisdom, which is in all, man, woman, in every source of creation. That feminine wisdom of trusting the mystery, the unknown at every moment, going within, feeling, all of that is what is allowing us to really be present in that multidimensional state of being. And now if we bring it to a woman and womanhood, in the stage of being a mother, in her stage of motherhood, a mother, especially when she goes into having more than one child, she has to wear so many arms. And at the end of her day, she's like on the bed and she's like, how did I get all of that done? From laundry to lunches to activities to nurturing my body, to the husband, to the this, to the that, to the house, to the all the different spaces. So at first, the first time, the mother that has that first experience, she's all over the place. She's on the floor. How do you do it? But by the time she has her third or fourth child, she's like humming through it all. And then sometimes she has her days that, wow, how am I going to get through this? And sometimes she's just like, this is a miracle. This day happened like a pure miracle. It was because she was able to tap into that multidimensional space where it goes beyond the linear time. So we are accessing creative forces, right? And now, this is not to say that only women that have children have this. It's just that those women that have children have been plunged into, you have to learn this, because if not, you will not make it. So it's like our children teach us how to have these initiations that are a must to endure and to pass through, so that you can have harmony in the home. And through that state of multidimensional being, like, you got to cook, you have to nurture your body, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do so many different things, and then also nurture life outside, nurture your kids and everything else. Through those spaces, there comes a time where you have to completely surrender to the micromanaging, to the control. This is where the waters come in, the great flow, the great consciousness of creation. And this is where you plead to the universe to assist you. Let me remember what it is to flow. Let me remember what it is to access these creative forces that are going to allow me to be in harmony, and to also gift my children this harmony and show them the navigation through this chaos that it seems like at the time. And it is when you use the creative forces of multidimension, and you get out of the linear time, you start to realize that there's so much accessible creative forces that are there, willing to assist you, willing to bring you harmony. So that to-do list of, I got to get the groceries, pick up the kids, I got to do that. You sit in your center, in navigation of your source, and you call upon your allies, and you call upon the waters and the flow. And all of a sudden you get a phone call, and your friend's like, hey, I'm stopping by and I can pick up the kids. And then your husband says, hey, honey, I'm bringing home, I just am in the supermarket, I decided to stop in. And then all of a sudden that to-do list goes down to 3 things. And those are the creative forces. That's when you're weaving everything together, and you're working from the center of your being to manifest, create, and unite things.
How powerful. And to bring awareness to that, right? To do it in a conscious way, where okay, let me tap in, right? Let me center myself.
Yes.
And you have learned that.
Oh, through the ringer and back, through the washing machine, I've become a mop on the floor, volcano. I mean, everything you could think of. Initiated very deeply, I would say.
Yes. And now you have been divinely and synchronistically placed in Hawaii. How has this experience been for you since landing here and making a home here?
Well, I exhale because it's just such a joy to be home, be in the center of creation, to be supported by the vibrational frequency of this island. So much gratitude that I made it here, and was not expected at all. I was coming to bring a group in March to my kumu, and this whole pandemic and everything that happened worldwide happened right in March when we were here, and something told me stay. Anchor in. That was the word, anchor in. So I started to feel my womb pulse. I mean, move like a spiral, and I couldn't even move out of the bed. I remember my roomie at the time. We had roommates. We were just giggle and laugh. We were both Scorpion women, and we were just giggle and laugh. We're like, what is happening? Like, we couldn't even move. There was so much Pele energy. We were in Pauas, so a lot of Pele energy there. And Pele was like, you are not moving. So I started to feel that deeper and deeper, and I got the message. This is your time to anchor in and to stay in Hawaii and to hold space and to birth yourself again here. And so I did. But funny enough, my journey began about a year before, in February of 2018, 2019. I ended up having my house where I was living at flooded with water. Just the main pipe broke, and the tub and the toilet and the sinks water started to rise, and my whole bedroom was flooded with water. So I was having to move from the space where I was in, and guess what? I was not able to find a home in Miami. That I couldn't find a home. And when I did, the elementals will show up, and there was either a big bubble in the ceiling of water or something would happen. So I started to listen, and they told me, your time is coming. You have to start navigating, finishing off the activations in Florida. This goes back to the Florida, why we were there, my sister, why we met there. And in Florida, they started to show me in my visions that there was different spaces in the Tequestan areas that we had to activate and bring our tones and our frequencies there. And that pretty soon I would be leaving Florida. So I prepared my older children and started preparing myself emotionally, mentally, in all the different ways for this journey. And I ended up in Asheville for about 3 months before I actually landed in Hawaii, where I am now in Maui. I ended up coming to Maui, and I'm here for now.
Right? You're here for now.
Yeah.
And we allow the land and Lemuria to just take us, right? And that's just
Yes.
what we learn.
Yes. Yes.
And how perfect that the waters came to you through the home to cleanse you away from where you had been.
Yes. It's so divinely orchestrated if we listen to the signs and we're awake, right? All the messages are there.
Yeah, and I love that you always bring this medicine of laughter and joy, because it's so needed. If we can step into that more often, it's like we can actually start to listen instead of push against.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Yeah, that's another teaching from from Auntie, is she sewed that in. What's the quickest way to aloha? What's the quickest way to get to that vibrational frequency of our spirit? Is through joy, is through laughter. Just go quickly into joy and laughter, and then boom, you're there. You landed.
Yeah, and that's in the aloha culture here. That's in the people. It's so beautiful. It's like it's just part of the frequency.
Yeah, it's the aroma of the spirit. Yeah, that's so true.
Is there anything about Lemuria or anything else that you feel like sharing?
I want to share to all of you that are listening, my dears, awaken. Awaken, recognize your vibration, recognize that we're all working together, that we're all one, we're all reflections of each other. Recognize that you have a unique frequency that is needed in the world, that we need everyone that's feeling called to this mu vibrational frequency that is anchoring in all parts of the world to awaken, to awaken, to awaken. And know that we telepathically, through nature, through the waters, we are all connected. We are all being seen, felt, and we are all opening portals so that we can enter this fifth dimensional space of being on Earth.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where we are, because
Yeah.
when we were connected a few months back, you mentioned that you were opening Lemurian portals in Florida, and I was just shocked. So we are all so perfectly placed exactly where we need to be. And once you go multidimensional, time and space collapses, right? So
Yes.
it's so important to trust that.
Yes. 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 To trust that, and to also know that you're a navigator through the spirit, and also sometimes you get called through the physical, like we did.
Do you have any tips for, or any recommendations as to how to integrate or ground experiences or awakenings? Sometimes it can be pretty shocking, I think, to the body, to the emotional, to the spiritual. Do you have any guidance on that you want to share?
I would say what comes to me when I hear you speak, it reminds me of what happened to me yesterday. And I would say to accept your emotions, accept your process, accept the sensations, accept the anxiety. The anxiety is not because you're going through trauma or because the anxiety is because you're expanding. So use your beloved friend, that is the anxiety, to take you into spaces that are going to birth the new frequencies. And remember, we are birthing a new humanity. So if you want to go into YouTube and watch some birthing videos so you can kind of have an idea of what a birth is like if you haven't been one before, that's the spaces that we're entering. So you have to allow yourself to go into the birthing positions, birthing movements, birthing sounds, and let the energetic Kundalini rising to be expressed, expressed instead of distracted from or taming. Let them be. And when you get called to nature, or when you get called to howl, or to move your hips, or to groan, or to high pitch something, or to sing a song, whatever it is that you feel called to, do it. And you'll feel the release, you'll feel the opening, and you'll feel the harmony that comes within that. And you'll feel that you won't get tangled up into a place of suffering, but you will be pulled into a space of pure harmony. And it's through that, being pulled into that place of pure harmony, because you're using what is available, what is stirring within. Like, for instance, if anger comes, or frustration, or if sexuality comes through, before you pick up your phone to go call your lover, move and moan through those sensations and see where they take you, and what openings of the heart, of your voice, of your visions, your third eye, they start to gift you as you are present with them. And when you feel called and they say, go outside, something inside says, you've got to go outside and lay on that earth, or you've got to go outside and feel that sun. In that moment, there, all those moments that you're deciding to be present, you are grounding into it. You are using your instinct, your intuition, to birth the new energies that are coming through. You're assisting yourself in this ascension, and this ascension that is grounding, but you're also assisting the globe, all of the collective through this. So know your power, know your clear vessel, know that you're experiencing all of these sensations with purpose.
That is so perfect. I wish somebody would have told me that in the past. I actually, in January of 2019, I went through an entire birthing process in meditation. I thought I was questioning, what is this? The mind gets in the way. And now that I think back, I did exactly that. I took on the birthing positions and I experienced it and I felt it. And a part of me pushed against it, right? Because it's like, what is happening, right?
Yes.
But now I see, right, with your words, it makes complete sense. And if you allow that to be, the more present you could be, it's in the presence that we ground. I love that you put that all together.
Mm-hmm. I want to thank you for that experience, because in that experience that you had the courage and your spirit knew what it was doing. It's through that experience that we're here today together. So thank you, my dear, for going through that.
Thank you. And so to wrap up, you actually, well, I don't know if you, but what was birthed, from what I understand, was the Sacred Women's School upon you arriving to Hawaii. Do you want to talk about that or share that with the listeners?
Yes, actually, the Sacred Women's School was being birthed before in Asheville, actually. But when we actually brought it out and launched the school was on April 4th of this year. And it is a school that's created to call upon all the women of Mu together so that we can unite, collaborate together, and create a society of women, a global society of women that is influencing the living systems, meaning education, politics, the economical systems, the family system, all of those systems, so that the feminine wisdom can return back into those systems. So we have just started, and we have a membership where women pay $22 a month, and you receive an activation of Mu once a month, and also you connect with the 13 moon calendar. And what's been birthing from that is a community of women that now we are seeing that each one has a gift, each one has a medicine, a teaching that they are willing to collaborate with the school with. And we are seeing that through that same group of women, we are all going to start nurturing each other. Not only our dreams, not only what we do in our creative force and how we work with the world, but we're going to work also in awakening and holding space as we birth this new humanity. So keeping the vibrations high, believing in magic and miracles, and holding space for each other, so that every time we go down into those, kind of dips, there's our sister holding and saying, hey, remember, we're here, we're here, all together, all united in this, we're one in this. And so that's what the school is about. We also have trainings. We have the shamanic Mu Wheel training coming up. And we have something called the Sacred Women's Facilitator Program, where we're creating circles, global circles of women teaching the 13 sacred powers of a woman. And that's what we're at right now. And we envision it to be something that trickles and is poured onto all different parts of the world.
So powerful. And do you want to share the link, or you can send that to me and I'll add it?
Yes, it's you can visit sacredwomenschool.com. We're also on Instagram and on Facebook. And yes, please share the link. Thank you, my dear.
Of course, of course. Well, I am just honored to have you here. I am so happy that we've connected, and I just want to say thank you for your time, for your presence, and for all of the ancestors and the Lemurian energies that have joined us today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for everyone that is listening. Thank you for your beautiful crystalline pure energy and your dedication to this ascending and this grounding. And I thank all the Mu beings that are here holding the grid and the harmony and the waters that brought us together, my dear sister, and Hawaii. Thank you, great Hawaii, and these islands that carry such a high frequency. Thank you.
Yes, mahalo Hawaii. And with that, we close and we will see you on the next episode. Mahalo.
Mahalo.